My name is Danny Fowler. I own H&R Tattoo Studio for the last 45 years. I also own Time Machine, and I've been watching these YouTube things and I cannot believe my eyes. The way to set up a tattoo machine before you start to tattoo is very, very simple if you follow simple guidelines. All this business of holding a tube upside down and slipping it. To start with, we've got machines, we've got the tubes we decided to use, we have needles. So we're going to start, we'll set the shaders over, and we're going to start with a liner. Alright? What you have to do is, the Chinese are the ones who are making these things nowadays, okay? Which is, it's convenient, it's inexpensive. First thing you want to do is look at your grouping, because they're not always the same. Now, you take the needle, and it's plastic on the front, it's paper on the back. And all this business of putting on gloves and this, that, and the other, and trying to get in here and peel all this stuff. Look, it's paper on the back. You just break it loose and pull it out. Discard that. Now when you do that, the needle has to be on the bottom of the needle bar. This one is a counterclockwise loop. This is a counterclockwise loop. The needle's on the bottom, so you know that going in. Okay? Same thing. Plastic on top, paper on the bottom. Just pull it loose. You ain't got to fiddle around with it. Now when you pick up your needle, what you want to do is you just want to give it a little pull and put just a little bow in it. Just a little bow in it. And then down here where it hooks to the needle bar, if you, I don't know if you can see this or not, but it's actually risen this way. So just give that a little tweak so it's turned down. So it's turned downward, because you want that needle to run in the back of the tube nice and tight. This has a left hand loop. I should have brought some grease out here because I might have a hard time getting this on these new nipples. Now, I've seen people put their tubes together. Let me get this in the frame, upside down and trying to feed it through and all this. Well, we have this little thing on Earth called gravity. What's wrong with this idea? You put your finger over the end so you don't burr the needle, and you slip it in. Now, you slip it in halfway, and all you have to do is give it a little twist, and it falls right out the bottom. Okay? Now let's see here. This is a liner. This is the new G3 liner. All you need to do is stick your finger in the wash hole, knowing that this is going to go to the left, which put your needle on the bottom. You slip it up in the tube. Of course it's going to be difficult, but slip it up in the tube. You know this is going to go to the left, and you put the loop on your nipple. And when you do that, you may need a little grease. I didn't bring any. You slip it on there. I wouldn't do this in front of a customer just for demonstrations. I'm just going to wet it a little bit. Now it goes to the left, which tells you your needle is on the bottom of your needle bar. In this position, you don't tighten anything. Drag your rubber bands over. That'll hold everything in position. And then all you have to do is just look, and as you screw it up, as you just twist it up, check your alignment from the bottom, give it a snug, and you're ready to go. Now that was the slow motion way of doing this project. Now, shade or two. Same thing. Paper on the back. Just get rid of it. Now you pick up your needles and they come 5 to a row, and depending on, they're not all identical. They're not all identical. So you pick out the one that has the right lift, the right solder back for. Most of these things are, they're robotically made, and they do have a pretty good consistency to it. So we just take this off. Plastic on the top, paper on the bottom. There's no need to sit in here with gloves on. I just wash my hands. There's no bloodborne pathogens. There's none. You don't need to do all this. You break it off the back. You throw it away. Now, this one has a clockwise. The needle's on the back. The needle's on the back. And this has a clockwise loop, so you're going to want to put this one on here clockwise, but you still want to give that little bit of a bow. You see that? You see that little bit of a bow? And then you reach down here and you give that just a little tweak. You see that? You get it in front of the camera. Can you see that? You just give it a little bit of a tweak. That way your needle is going to run flat back against the tube. Same thing here. Put your finger up here so you don't burr the needle. You get it inserted, and using gravity, all you have to do is just give it, and it falls right through. You turn it so your needles are on the bottom. You stick your finger in the wash hole. Excuse me, a little mumble fingered. It's 3 o'clock in the morning, and you know this one's going clockwise. You put that on there, you throw your, now that holds everything together. You get your length, you give it just a touch of a snug, and then you look at the end to make sure it's hitting flat, and you're ready to go. And even that whole demonstration took a minute. Now I'm going to do it in real time to show you just how fast that this can be done. Okay? Take this needle aside. We know this came out of the same pack, so this is going to be a clockwise loop with the needle on the back. You don't have to fiddle with all this. Just bust it loose, take it out. Give you a little bit of bow. Put you a little bit of bend in it. Put your finger up here so you don't burr your needle. You drop it in the hole. Using gravity, now we're equal. All you have to do is give it a little twist. See how it falls right through? You turn the needle on the bottom. Turn the needle on the bottom. Grab up here. Dup, dup, dup. Just like this. You know it's going counter. You know it's going clockwise. You put the rubber band on. You set your depth. Give it just a little snug. Set your level. And it's done. To get any simpler than that, all the other YouTube videos that you see with people taking their needle bars and turning them upside down and trying to rifle them through without burning their needle, well, when they get to that point, they still have to use gravity. Why not just start with gravity first? It makes life a whole lot easier. Now, when breaking down, you can't see that I'm blindfolded, but this is just how simple it is. Done. You throw your needle away, sonic cleaner. Throw your needle away, sonic cleaner. Set on go. What is it with all this other crazy stuff? It just looks like some people are just out of their element.